Doing all right.
That's good. Good to hear.
Trying to make some music happen, but it's going to. So I'm just gonna wait. And we go get ready to
You said you had to make some music?
not make some music. So I was gonna make some music happen, which basically
Oh,
just means I was gonna play some music. But
gotcha. Okay,
uh,
gotcha.
yeah, I didn't. It was through YouTube because that was gonna be non-copywritten music,
Huh.
hopefully, or
Hopefully, yeah.
but it's a plugin a plugin that I use, YouTube Source. Am I not? It's- Sorry, trying to beat a wire right now.
Gotcha. What was
It's
your
being very difficult.
what was your selection choice?
It was like a trip hop,
Nah,
uh, you know, kind of like beats inspired
I can
music
appreciate that.
selection.
Yeah, kind of like some lo-fi or
Um,
something like that.
exactly.
Nice. Yeah.
Not really too lo-fi, but the the plugin that I use, YouTube Source, it needs an update. I'm pretty sure
Got it.
because it's not playing the link. Like I use it through the music player that I use, Fubar,
Okay.
to whatchamacallit.
It's an odd name for a product because you know what that acronym stands for, right?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So they're like, well,
Fucked up beyond all repair.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
not. Oh,
exactly.
it's not. Yeah, it's not the.
What does it have like two O's in
It's
it or
not.
something?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a bar for
So
them
like Foo
foos.
Fighter. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you know, like so it's not channeling the fucked up beyond all repair.
Gotcha, gotcha. You know, those Foo Fighters, man, they must be doing a really good job.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Dave Grohl got caught in some kind of infidelity scandal not too long ago. So it's amazing that yeah, like they've been able to keep face with you know,
Oh,
everyone.
I just meant that I have never once in my life encountered a Foo, and since they're the only ones holding the line, that I mean, they must
Oh,
they must be
clever.
must be holding up.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you know, Mr. T has a lot of pity for those guys. So, you know that they exist because Mr. T has also seen them and he pities them.
I
So,
mean, he pities them. He
yeah,
pities the Foo
yeah.
and the Foo bars and the Foo Fighters and all of the Foos. He pities them.
All them Foos. Yeah.
Give me 1 second here. I'll share my screen,
You're all good, man. I think we got a few more minutes.
but it's going to be looking at this right here because I just want to check and see if there's an update for.
Actually, if I remember the history of that, it's their statement's actually kind of racist because I think that they're referring to the foos foos are like a slang term, a World War II slang term for Japanese fighter jets or something.
Okay.
So the Foo Fighters are it's like you know they're saying that they're the ones who are shooting down you know these Japanese planes. Let me just Google that real quick. Make sure I'm not totally off base. It's I'm definitely pulling it out of like the cracks of my brain, which you know there's been a lot of drug use over the years. So who knows? Uh,
Yeah, I'm trying to play these tracks and I'm just like, how come I can't play these tracks?
oh
I can't
no,
play any.
okay. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. It is a World War II term, but it's a term for an UFO.
Oh, gotcha. So it's not against Japanese.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was like yeah, it's not racist. So Dave Grohl's doing good and not being racist.
It's not gonna let me play these tracks, which is just it's, um, anyway.
Hey, there's a little something.
Yeah, I'll let it play a little bit, but
That work. Hey, your green
oh, what
screen's
happened to?
showing
Oh,
off to the left a little bit.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
it's your camera.
it is.
I know you're sensitive about that. I don't
I
care,
was
but I
like,
know you're sensitive about
I was
it.
like,
So
what's going on? Anyway, okay. One last thing, and then we will get on with the show. Sorry, I just need a little
sounds like a
bit
plan.
of
You're good, man.
need a little bit of adult Kool-Aid, aka Gatorade.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Kool-Aid's got some electrolytes in it, right?
It's got a lot of sugar.
Sure.
It's basically powdered sugar. Uh, Food coloring. Um, I think they have tweaked the formula over the years to make it more like, appealing to adults, like, parents of like kids. So I think it has like, yeah, like vitamin C, like a decent dose of vitamin C and like some other vitamins, vitamin A. They may have added electrolytes. I'm not sure.
According to a quick Google, it looks like you can convert it with salt substitute, but it's not in there currently. Dude, behind the Bastards podcast, fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I knew
Yeah,
you would like it.
thank you
Somehow
for
I
that
knew that you would like
recommendation.
it.
Yeah, no, like I appreciate they've done a bunch of research, and they're also, I mean, and their stance too is pretty reasonable, and but then also they're having
Yeah,
fun the whole time too. Like the celebrity guest, or not celebrity, but like the different voices they have into to like fill in the gap. Great.
yeah.
I think I listened to it like all day on Monday, or yeah, I think it was Monday. I started tuning in, just like because he's got a bunch of ones that have like multiple parts, and then I've been listening to the Oprah one all day today.
Yeah, Oprah, quite the bastard. I had
What?
no idea, but
Oh man, no, but it totally makes sense. Like when they're pointing it out, I was like, okay, okay, that all makes sense now. It's all coming together. Like, how did we get where we are?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Oprah.
I mean, she is, introduces to some true, like, truly terrible people. Only some of which she's apologized for. Oh crap! Sorry, I didn't have my.
Well, also it seems like with her, it's not so much even just the people she introduced, but the way that she approached like what like media is. And so like and that sensationalist, like it doesn't matter if it's true as long as it feels good, kind of like
Yeah,
mentality, and like how that has
yeah,
really led to the subjectiveness of truth in just everything.
yeah.
Which is wild. I would not have thought it would be one person like for that, but once you start looking, like when he's pointing it out, you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's cause and effect. What's up, Aaron Cosfield?
Hey,
Guys,
what's the buzz?
Well,
I'm trying to get
Jack
this line.
Jack couldn't get his music started almost, so I thought you were going to be the buzz with your kazoo, but I guess we're gonna have to save that for another time.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, one of these days you're gonna have to come and do a 2-hour kazoo solo.
oh man, I could. I do have like an electric kazoo in my
Really?
car.
So that you could do
Yeah.
like
Yeah, my sister bought me like a kazoo that attaches to an amplifier.
so that you can do like
No way.
effects and stuff on it.
They have those?
Apparently,
They have electric kazoos, yeah.
Jack, can you
I
turn
haven't
that
really used
music
it a
down
lot,
just a
but
hair?
I'm trying to get used to it before I like bring it out. Like, yeah, we'll see. We'll
Jackson,
see
you
what
want to
I
turn
do
the
with
music
it.
down just a hair?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like it's awesome. I'm glad that we can hear it. Yeah, it's a little bit. So did she just get that for you?
A few couple months ago, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like
I just
in
haven't
response
really
to your
had the
hours show?
opportunity to like bring it out, do it anywhere. Because yeah, that maybe that'll be for my next special. I'll bring out the electric kazoo.
That would be special.
Yeah.
That would be special. Unfortunately, I don't have any electric kazoo music. I wish I did so that we could sample some
Would that just be called EKM?
Wow.
electric kazoo.
Yeah, yeah, like
EKM.
exactly.
Yeah, it
Your
would be.
your bro
It would
just
be.
remixes it, all the hits.
Yeah. All the hits. Daft Kazoo.
Uh,
Yeah, actually, you need to put out a cover album on Spotify if you need a reason to pull that kazoo out, because you really should be doing, whatever that working harder Daft Punk song is called.
Yeah. Working harder, make it faster. I don't know. I really only I know more about the Pentatonics version of Daft Punk, like they have a medley, than I do Daft Punk itself.
They were definitely they had novel thing going back in the heyday. Back in the heyday. I wouldn't say
they did.
necessarily true about modern Daft Punk, but uh, it's all right. It's they got caught up in a culture
They,
thing.
are they still around
Uh,
or
I think
I think they are.
They reformed. I think they broke up again, if I remember right. Like they did put out an album not too long ago, within like the last 5 years, I think. But
Yeah.
I
I
do
don't know if they
remember.
broke up or if they went on hiatus. But
Well, that's yeah. I'm sorry.
from what I was,
They didn't have a falling out or anything. If that's what that inferred that. I apologize.
sorry, not to be a music style.
No, no, you're actually so they actually did disband in 2023 because they're uncomfortable with technology and creativity merging with artificial intelligence and algorithms.
Oh wow.
Which is weird because I mean it
I,
definitely seems like that's right up their alley, but
yeah, it seems like that's their natural progression is to become AI themselves.
Uh,
yeah,
well,
or like
apparently
reveal
they were
the
uncomfortable with that.
yeah. Yeah, but quick look, they've only had five albums altogether. Oh, but they did have a soundtrack album that came out for a movie.
Yeah, Tron.
That's the one. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. That makes the most sense to me. I just couldn't remember if that was what it was.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's wild. I didn't realize. So Discovery, the one that's their most popular one, where Working comes from, is actually their second album.
Yeah. They had what was their first album called? Homework.
Yeah, Homework.
Yeah, that was the one that came out in 1997 or 1998.
You got it right on the head, 97.
I remember when it came out because I was just getting my first TV setup and everything, and I would stay up late and watch MTV. And MTV had a late night show called AMP that was like all of the weird European music videos that were like too weird to show during the day. You could
Fair.
only show them like at like 11 o'clock or after. And Daft Punk's "Defunk" was one of the music videos that played, and I like learned about Daft Punk from that program.
That's
I
fair.
was like,
Yeah.
who the fuck are these
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a good friend who had gone to can't remember what country, but he had gone to Europe and he had picked up a Daft Punk album while he was there, and it was like the beginning of 2001, so it hadn't even been released officially in America yet, or something like that. Like
Okay.
it didn't hit the radio, but he brought this CD back. He's like, "Hey, listen to this track," and that's when I heard, that their iconic track. I was like, "Wow, that's super interesting. Like, what a weird niche little band." And then later that summer, it was like all over the place. Like I remember, like you could
Yeah.
not stop hearing it.
Yeah. I remember in 2004 when like LCD Sound System had that song Daft Punk is playing in my house, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
LCD
that was
sound system.
me. That was
Yeah.
like dork me in 1997, up late at night with my
Yeah.
television on like fucking 10 volume out of 100 because I didn't want to get like yelled at for being up, but listening to like crazy music.
Shout out to LCD sound system. I think I saw them at a festival in Washington Park. Maybe it wasn't Washington Park, but an outdoor festival in Chicago. Uh, Real fun. I remember just having real fun. I was also tripping really
Oh
hard,
yeah.
so I can't tell if it was good or not, but yeah, it was fun.
Oh, I was tripping really hard. They are good.
For their encore, did they play their songs one more time?
Oh,
The weird thing is that they kept playing it because, like, once they stopped, they just did it again.
That's a Daft Punk. That's a Daft Punk song, not a
LCD sound
LCD
system.
Sound System
Yeah,
song.
no, I think that's the joke that you're doing. Yeah, I didn't get to see
But that was
Daft
still a
Punk
good
live.
joke.
Daft Punk would have been fun to see live, but I don't know if they were doing like festivals like that where I was at.
Oh shit.
I miss those festivals that you could see, like, because I saw Bare Naked Ladies for free
Nice.
at one of those festivals. It was awesome.
Yeah, you definitely
This is my
can. You
favorite.
can absolutely see bare naked ladies at festivals.
This
All
is
the
probably
time.
my favorite LCD Sound System song. Sorry, I'm gonna turn it back up a little bit.
Yeah, all good.
So, because this song is kind of
Also,
understated, but
we can't play this portion of the video, so it'll be all right.
it'll be all right. It'll be all right. They'll be like, where did all this drawing come from?
Yeah, exactly.
They're clicking off the LCD Sound System and like the drawing is done.
And just all of a sudden the page is done.
I love it. Sorry, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Your city's a sucker. City's a sucker. Song is just a groove.
That's the thing. That's what I love like LCD sound system is like his words and atonal singing fun, and then it's just like you just groove with it.
Yeah.
I remember just dancing my ass off. Like it was just like, how can you not?
I don't know if they played this song, but if they played this song, like I'd be dancing my ass off or tripping.
Yeah, I actually couldn't tell you what their set was at all. All I could tell you was that the beats were fun, and that the city, like everybody was jumping with it. Like.
Yeah. Let's see what that turns into. Free TV.
No Caleb guy here?
Talking to them right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's something going on in the background there. Yeah, that's right. He was sitting inside the disco ball.
What's going on?
Because I think at that time, I don't know if he still does it, but at that time his thing was like there was a disco ball on stage with him that he was doing his set from inside of.
Oh wow. You're talking about LCD Sound System?
Yeah.
Huh. Um, what's his name?
Let me look it up.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, we're back. We're back. You can see. We
Yeah.
can see this part. You can see this
We're
part.
fresh. We're so fresh. Yeah.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
You talking about James Murphy?
James Murphy. That's his name. Yeah.
But yeah, it's that groove, man. That bass, where you just be like,
Yeah. He's a fan of I love this song so much.
who's it a fan
City
of?
stoned, my cities in heat. I'm sorry.
Who's it a fan of?
Is what?
You said James Murphy's a fan of somebody?
Oh, he's a fan of like 70s funk, like funky bass lines.
Yeah, no, that definitely shows.
I like how this just comes out of nowhere. Like you said, like this monotone, like just like monotone, like gospel wash. Just we're cleansed and just this monotone voice.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Like you could be like he's good, but then there's something about everything that comes together. It like works all together.
Yeah, here we go. So this is from his Fabric Live with Pat Mahoney from another band that I can't remember right now, but
Oh, Pat Mahoney's another one of the singers in LCD Sound System.
okay.
What's a Fabric Live?
It's a live DJ mix, right? So this is a DJ mix that they do live and record live
Oh, that's fun.
at this club called Fabric in France.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a Fabric Live. Okay, cool. That would be a really fun event to go to.
Yeah, it's like a legendary thing that it was like a rite of passage for people like in the really early aughties to do their Fabric live set, but then it got monetized and commodified,
As you do.
and it kind of doesn't mean as much anymore. And I don't think Fabric I don't think it's still around in France anymore. I think they got rid of the club.
So is it Fabric the English word that they're using, or does Fabric mean something in French?
I think it's just the English word or it probably means something in French, but that's the word that, I mean, you can look up, like, I have for years looked up Fabric Lives to download, on the internet and YouTube and other places. So, it's not like it's like a word that they call something else in French or anything. And
That was what my question was.
Like,
Yeah. So they're using it. I wonder what the origin of that is.
they probably
Origin
just
of what?
The word Fabric for the place in the club in France.
Well, it's a fake place because the root is fabric of the same word as fabricated.
Yeah, that's right. They never did the set there. It's actually somewhere else altogether, right?
Yeah, it's all a lie.
It's all a lie.
Oh no. They got their license revoked. is why they got closed.
Oh, they got their license revoked?
Yeah, because they had
I knew they closed for some reason.
drug-related deaths in their club.
Of course they did.
Yeah, I mean, right? Yeah, of
People
course
were
they're doing.
fucking getting fucked up in
Yeah,
there.
they're doing DJ sets. Yeah, of course they got a lot of drugs in there.
Yeah, exactly.
The people are just melting their faces off. They're just like, I don't know what happened. It went all the way down to the bone, and then we kept going.
We're running fabric, guys. Bring the face melting drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Logan.
Oh, you literally brought face melting. Holy shit! It was a.
Talking about face melting drugs, it's Logan Gifford.
Truly, it is.
You got something going on in the background? You don't have to tune in. You don't have to unmute if you don't. If you do, we're just listening to the guys from LCD Sound System mix a set.
Gangsta Men. I love that song. Now we're moving on to something.
Good stuff. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here. It's really good to see you all while we have this moment of silence. I just want to
still on my own without drugs. But if they want to, if that's a thing that I have to have, then maybe they have to put something in you to like read an MRI better. That
Hey,
might be a thing. I don't know.
could be. I know lack of movement is really important.
Yeah. So maybe they put me to sleep. That'd be fine. I wouldn't mind sleeping. I'll
You just-
sleep. They'll take a scan. That's
I like sleep.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. This is just, I just learned this too because I'm reading through it. So the way that it works is they blast radio waves at you, a radio frequency, which stimulates the protons in your cells and makes them spin out of equilibrium so that they can measure it, the distance in the magnetic field. I mean, that's pretty
Magnetic,
cool.
magnetic resonance imaging. It's
Yeah.
like I was gonna say, it's actually really cool how it works.
Do you know?
do they use AM or FM radio?
So I think
It's magnet.
it's actually XFM because they've upgraded since they first invented
Oh,
it. So you got to be listening
oh,
some
that Sirius.
Satellite.
Yep, you're gonna be using some satellite on you, man.
Satellite.
The good thing is you can listen to jazz from the 20s where you wouldn't, that's the big advantage of increasing the technology.
Yeah, Kaz is gonna get Starlink tomorrow.
Yeah. Get hooked to the south. Hey, Logan, do you actually know about the how an MRI works?
A little bit, yeah. Like I said, I do understand that it involves something with like the way the magnets spin around.
Hmm.
It does something with the iron in your blood cells
Yeah.
to where they can see everything in your stuff layer by layer.
Yeah, which is crazy, and that's the thing that got me is that it was just from the quick read that I did that it's actually throwing your cells out of alignment in order to measure them, right? So like obviously
Yeah,
big magnets using your blood as the magnetic pole. I mean
yeah.
that's cool.
It's pretty crazy how it works, but like
Yeah,
you can't have like they do tell you like even like prosthesis that don't like set off a metal detector, like because the magnets that they use are so strong and are spinning so fast, like you have to tell them like, hey, like I have like XY in my wrist or in my knee or in my leg or something. Because if they fuck around and hit you really hard with that, it can pull your prosthesis out. It can pull out pins and stuff. Like I've
pull
heard
out
awful
things.
stories about. Yeah, dude, I've
Yeah,
heard
you
awful stories about like old
you guys
people with
didn't
like
see the
prosthetic hips.
story. You guys didn't see the story about the guy who had the butt plug in that he thought it was
Yes,
100% silicone. Yeah,
dude, it pulled it up into his stomach. It was like a bolt.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that
Oh
fast, huh?
man, yeah, it was
Oh, you're talking about
so
hundreds of
bad.
miles an hour. Oh man.
Yes.
So,
Wait,
cause
so take your
not
butt
saying
plug
that you
out.
are, but
Yeah, but
don't wear a silicone butt plug to your MRI.
yeah,
Don't
Seriously.
wear don't wear any body plugs for that matter.
Dang it!
yeah,
I would say.
yeah. So,
What am I supposed to do with it?
yeah. Well, make sure you take it out and hand it to the nurse before you go in there. You can put it right back in when they're finished. I think they'll even be happy to watch.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, wouldn't that be funny though? It's like, yeah, make sure you just leave like your wallet, your keys and stuff, and then you just
You
pull your
like,
butt plug out
yeah,
and
you
just like
like
Oh,
anything
stick it
else?
right
hold
in
one
like with your
second.
keys.
Yeah, y'all squat real quick. Like,
There you go.
Oh man.
oh, I'm sure they've seen it before, but like the girl's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
let me grab a tissue real quick. I'll wrap that up for you.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope not. I mean, I'm sorry if they have seen it
You're
before.
gonna need
Man,
like full paper towels, I would assume. Like you wouldn't want to like and like gloves and hazmat suits. Um,
no, they had an enema before. Like it's clean.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if you're commonly wearing a butt plug, I'm sure there's not a whole lot of stragglers that
Yeah.
they.
Commonly wear.
I'm sick of y'all, bro.
I guess
He's so sick of y'all.
could you
Yeah,
just like put tissue paper like on the end of the butt plug and then like
that paper's
be able
gone.
to
You like
wipe
reverse
wipe
swallow
really
it.
deeply?
The
Just
deep
wipe
wipe,
really
bro.
deeply one
God.
time.
Homie said the deep
Not trying to
wipe.
embarrass anyone.
Yeah.
Not trying to call anyone out.
All right. The deep wipe.
You just said wipe real deep though.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta flush that Coleman, boy.
He's using that
He
medical
needs a
terminology. Deep in medical terminology is different than in
Do
normal,
nothing.
vulgar vernacular.
Right. You know, it is a medical
Like we're
procedure. So.
talking, we're talking like a extreme wipe that will make it medically sanitary.
Like I just can't
But
even.
also, like an extreme wipe will give you a Hemi. You got to be careful.
Right, you gotta be careful,
I
man.
mean,
Like,
this nurse.
Also, like
This is
extreme wiping seems like it could be a sport where it's like,
Yeah.
could you wipe your ass while you were skydiving? I couldn't.
right, like I just keep wiping. There's more there. Every time I wipe, it's like a marker. I just keep wiping.
This is the
You need
nurse
more-
from the
You need
cover
more
of
fiber,
like
my boy.
182. That she's the one doing the wiping. That's why it's like an extreme wipe.
Extreme. Yeah, you got that.
She has tattoos and
Yeah,
plastic surgery.
Yeah, it's not her first
she's
anal
chill, but she
cavity.
knows to have a safe word. That's extreme wiping.
Extreme
She's
wiping.
extreme
Like,
wiping.
yeah, like you gotta make sure
It's extreme wiping.
you agree on your safe word. So back to the butt plug though. You said it went as fast as a bullet. Now is that an actual thing that you heard, or you're just like, damn, it was going fast?
Well, there was an X-ray
No,
on the
it
Reddit
was-
post I saw. Yeah.
But no, yeah, like it was. So when the MRI machine turned on, it shot up into their stomach, and like I said, it was akin to a bullet. It wasn't going like it probably wasn't going as fast as a bullet, but
That was my question. Just the
shredded
technical
their
aspect.
insides,
Oh,
for sure.
oh yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, the body's definitely not meant to take that much force. But
That's why I said like the closest you could get, I guess, to like a 40 millimeter bullet just flying into your stomach at probably like 80 or 90 feet per second.
yeah, and that's what because I was like, how fast does the bullet fly? And it's 2,700 feet per second. And so
Yeah, no, that would have been instantaneous death.
Yeah, I think it would have gone a little further up into his head.
Vacuum pressure inside the body.
Yeah. So okay, that's all I was double checking because facts are interesting. Discernible facts are more interesting, even if they're disturbing.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power. Some knowledge is dark power.
I mean, the knowledge that I want though is why did you wear a butt plug to your MRI?
Well, I have a feeling this dude is commonly wearing a butt plug because
Kinky,
Yeah. So, well, some people just do, because they're for size or whatever. They like it. I don't know.
Oh, right. They want to
gotta
work it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like
Maybe they have
stretching.
diarrhea, and it's the only way to make it stop.
I mean,
I
that
don't
is.
know enough about.
Maybe they're going for the world's biggest poop record and they need to stop it up.
Yeah,
Right.
A jam.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I used to hang out with a bunch of gay guys because I used to work with them, and I would hear the stories. People would be talking about where they would be. They'd be like, "Oh, I gotta, deal with my butt plug," and it just, well, why are you doing that, right? Like, yeah, just it was more about like the continual stretchiness, which again, I think that'd be super irritating. But
I thought it was really funny how you started your initial statement. You're like, "Yeah, it's about the cunt," and I'm like, "I'm sure it is, bud."
Yeah, exactly. I thought I heard cunt too, and I was like, "Is it about the cunt though?" I thought it was about the butthole.
Yeah, it's about the bussy at that point.
the
about the
bussy,
bussy,
you
thank
said
you.
the bussy.
Oh, sorry, I
Great
should not have,
portfolio.
I should not have pulled out the word bussy on this chat.
You threw it.
No.
You threw it out there, bro.
It's too late, Logan. It's too
Yeah,
late.
It's that can't
We
reverse
in all the
time.
way now.
Yeah, that
I'm
bussy's
saying
out the bottle.
words spoken like stones thrown. You cannot take them back. So
Yeah.
bussy is out there now.
It's out there.
Bussy is in
It's
the
out there.
ether.
It's out there.
They'd be like, "What are they talking about on that show?" Well, bussy sometimes. Damn.
Pussy sometimes. Oh shit. Okay.
Got
But
on there.
no one ever said that.
Yeah.
Gotta put a hashtag bussy on the episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be like extreme content warning, bussy.
Just
Yeah.
pussy.
Yeah, that's all. That's just straight up bussy.
Just
Yeah.
pussy.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm really glad you guys are all here together because this conversation would be weird if I was having it by myself.
Yeah. It's always weird when you talk about pussy by yourself. But
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I'm
just
saying I'm glad I can march in and make it weird and about bussy.
well, I mean, see, this is the thing. When we're all getting together talking about it, it's not weird. We're totally cool. It's just a bunch of guys hanging out, having a conversation. But one guy stand on the street, stand on the street by himself, or in his own private chat room, be like, you know what I should do with my MRI? Make sure I get my butt plug taken out. Get that deep wipe. Don't want to destroy the pussy.
I mean,
There's
that
my
must have
there's
been
a
what that guy was thinking.
yeah, exactly.
That
Did he live?
he must. Oh yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he
Yeah,
did.
he survived.
Oh damn, dude, a lot of internal bleeding though.
Oh,
Oh
Sheesh.
yeah,
sure.
he was
Yeah.
in the hospital, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. But
Yeah, he had to
yeah,
have surgery. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he had to have surgery.
They're like,
it
well,
was
we didn't
super
find
rough.
anything on the MRI except for all the damage you did with that purely silicone butt plug.
Yeah, they're
But
like,
he didn't tell us about the butt plug, doctor.
Yeah,
yeah, they're
exactly.
like, good news, your L4 and L5 vertebrae look fantastic. The bad news
That
is
is,
the butt plug went all the way up to your diaphragm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Oh, bro. He's like, I was wondering why I had trouble breathing right now. Yeah, that.
Well, the butt plug didn't pierce anything too vital.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
It's all
It's
right.
not
No,
funny because
no.
it's someone's pain, but dude,
I'm saying, like,
why?
it's so graphic, but at the same time, it's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, why did you wear a butt plug to? No, it's not okay. You did a not okay thing.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's smart
okay.
movement.
Yeah.
There's no explanation for that.
Well, I mean, it's good. Like, right, like we laugh about these things because it's uncomfortable. That's, one of the sources of humor. But also we laugh because we're like, okay, now we've gained some knowledge that we didn't have before, and we can take, more precautions in the
Yeah.
future.
Some butt plugs that say they're 100% silicone still have metal in the
They still
shaft.
have, they still have metal cores.
Yeah, so make sure you know exactly what you're wearing before you go to a magnetic resonance imager.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
check.
spin high powered magnets around you at 2200 RPM.
That's
Yeah.
Pushing
crazy how
shit.
fast that is. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, they actually go really fast, but that's part of the reason why the machine is like noisy as fuck.
And it's pretty weighted too, if I remember right. Like those magnets are like 50 pounds or something like that a piece. Maybe it's lower
I
than
mean,
that.
it's a huge machine. I
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
discovered the weight of the magnets, but I do know it's a very hefty machine, so I
So
definitely wouldn't put it past those magnets to weigh every bit of 50 or 75 pounds.
yeah, that was the I think I knew somebody who had an old MRI machine, and that's what they were saying when they were taking it apart, is they were just like the magnets were like incredibly heavy.
But also, hell yeah, copper winding.
Oh, they just I was trying to look it up. They're just giving the whole weight of the machine, not just necessarily the magnets.
Because I thought copper winding, because why else are you taking an MRI machine apart? You're like, hell yeah, I need the copper that's in here.
That may have been what it
Like,
was. I don't think that they were like harvesting copper or something. I don't remember where they had the machine from.
Sometimes they're just doing maintenance on the machine and they forget to take all the tools out of the room or out of the range of the imager
I
when
have
they
seen
try to turn it
video.
back on.
Yeah, I have seen videos of that, of stuff like just shooting towards the machine, obviously super
Yeah.
fast.
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen videos where like guys are like trying to grab their wrench off the machine and they're trying to show that they like can't do it. It's like stuck to the machine
yeah, yeah,
forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Forever. Well, sometimes it's like actually lodged in because it's gone through the thing,
Oh, like they didn't
the
take it
housing.
outside the. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay. And so it's like
Like
it's
when it got
broken the casing.
yanked by the machine pulled it through the housing into the like internal part and like broke the machine. Like
Yeah.
last one I saw like that, it pulled something that was like a spear. I can't remember what it was, but it was like either scaffolding or it was like I can't remember what it was. It was like something that was big and metal, and when it came in and hit the machine, it basically just like speared it like a javelin. Um, kind of like the leg of a dolly, of like a pallet moving jack dolly.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
okay.
um, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like that, and it speared the machine so fucking.
Now this is wild.
Somebody got fired for that.
Yeah, I bet. I think I found a place that sells just parts for MRI machine, and they're saying that the weight of this is only 2 pounds for the magnet, which is definitely not the information that I'd heard, but that's essentially if it was so small. Anyway, fun times.
One times at the MRI machine,
The MRI machine.
hospital floor.
So you take the day off work tomorrow, cuz?
Taking a half day.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No reason to take the full day. Just have to get there on time.
I get my heart monitor off tomorrow.
That's
That's a
good.
relief for me.
And then
Yeah.
when do they get the feedback for you from that?
2 weeks from when they get it back, but I have to mail it in, so I don't know when they'll get it through the mail. But
Wow, 2 weeks?
yeah, I mean, everything takes time in the
That's fair.
health industry.
Yeah. I guess they're
It's
not
kind of suck, but
it's good news because they're not real worried about it, right? If it was an emergency, they would kind of be pushing it, right? Like they must have checked out and been like, we'll monitor the situation, but not freak out about it.
I mean, I guess, it seemed like this is their typical response time for analyzing these sorts of things. It's 2 weeks worth of data too, so
So they're just going to go through it day by day.
I think so.
They're just like, hey, buddy, I need you to put this heart monitor on and experience what Jack experienced throughout the day. And that's what an intern has to do. He's like, yeah, I'll wear that for 2 weeks.
I mean, that would be impressive if they had to feel what I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it works like that, but
No, I don't think so either. They have to cosplay as you for 2 weeks.
yeah, they definitely get to look at like probably a big graph of like my heart rate.
You still been biking and stuff, right?
I've actually taken like a little bit of a break because of this heart monitor, but
Gotcha.
You started? Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely start doing it again for sure soon.
Good deal. The weather must have just turned really nice up there.
Yeah, it definitely is getting much nicer in the coming week.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're getting this like
So
absurd amount of heat. That it as it happens down here. So I'm like, oh yeah, I bet you right now it's like hitting perfect temperatures in Chicago.
I mean, it's not bad. It was pretty good today actually, but
Yeah.
it's still a little cold. I mean, especially for May, because it's like hanging around in the mid 50s. Should be like in the low 60s. So I don't know. Not like
Yeah.
it's great weather, but it's definitely not the real weird freezing cold that was in April, where it was like dipping back down into like the fucking teens.
Jeez. You're explaining exactly why I had to leave, unfortunately. I just couldn't handle spring being like that, man. Like after you get through like the winter of like negative temperatures and wind chill and lake effect, and then you get into the spring, you're like, all right, and then it suckers you, and then you'll be like, yeah, like that, like teens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for everybody for sure. I don't blame anybody that can't take it, like, or just doesn't like it. It's not fun for sure.
Well, here's the thing is like I'm also really fussy about the weather because I moved out to LA after Chicago, and it was just like I couldn't handle it being sunny there all the time and the same temperature either. So,
Interesting.
yeah, you'd think that was because that was my thought. I was like, you know what? Like I have seasonal affective disorder. At least that's the way it feels. Like every winter time in Chicago, I just get super bummed out and I'm in a really dark place. And especially when it stays cold and gray. So I was like, I got to get out of here. I can't do this anymore. And then, so of course, I go to a place that's always sunny, always warm, perfect weather, and it bugged the crap out of me too. Uh, Probably more of a personal thing, me just being unhappy with everything versus the weather. But yeah, it was like, because like LA is like it'll be either 68 or like 82, maybe a little bit warmer in the summer, and always sunny.
Logan is muted.
Nope.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Because Caleb's mic went out.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear,
There he is.
but
Okay, he's back.
Fun story. So anyway, the story probably just wandered off where you're like, all right.
It just went robot. It went very robot,
I keep
and
having
then
that
just cut
problem.
out.
I think Aaron called out that it's probably peak hours or something like that. So, and I'm just on a mobile,
Gotcha.
like I'm using a hotspot,
Gotcha.
which
Yeah, that explains
hopefully,
it.
yeah, hopefully I'll fix soon.
yeah, it
Did you,
can't be peak forever. There has to be valleys.
Uh, uh, uh,
what?
I revolt against this mandate of valleys with my peaks. I'm part of the only peak.
Oh, gotcha. You talk about the California weather. Is that what you're following up on, Aaron?
All peak is just a plateau.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. Like I was there for 2, 3 years, and that was kind of the thing. Is like every day felt exactly the same, and so it was just kind of like, it was like a different type of problem. It's like Chicago. There's definitely like summertime's great. It's awesome. Running around, having fun. And then dropping into this really heavy winter, but then yeah, there in LA it was just like one day that lasted for a really long time.
This one day.
Yeah. It was just weird. Yeah, I like couldn't deal. And then like even the sunlight is the exact same color all the days. And I don't know why that's a noticeable thing for me, but like the color of light is like really particular. Like it like really affects me. So like the grays of Chicago is one thing. The constant like white yellow color of the LA sun was another thing.
Are you looking at the sun?
No, it's just the light that's all around you. Like especially like if I'm
Okay.
like it's helpful if I'm like trying to film something, right? Because like there's especially if the light changes a lot. Like there's certain times of day that are like perfect for getting certain like attitudes or like certain feelings with something, right? Like the golden light of like an afternoon is perfect. The bright light of morning has a different like flavor to it. It's just like you can't really see it, but it's the way that it affects the colors that it's bouncing off of. And so yeah, like it's when it's super consistent like that, there's just yeah, I don't know. The doldrums, right?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Come in. Elden Ring. I'm doing a stream right now, illustration stream. Thank you. My roommate wanting to play Elden Ring.
That's
Swearing
awesome.
about it.
Y'all play like tandem or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
awesome.
call him into my world. He's much more knowledgeable about the game, and has multiple characters and has played very deeply into it. I've
Oh,
tried to get into it because I know that it's a you know revered game from a revered developer,
yeah.
but
Well,
I find it just hard to dive into. It's hard to really get into
you have to have a lot of
for me.
time to really to get into it for sure.
Yeah.
I had like a couple of years of free time, more or less, and so that's why I played it. But yeah, I have not been able to get back into it because I have not had the hours to sit down and do it. So I totally feel
Right.
that. Like as much as I want to, that's the thing. Is like I've left the game unfinished. And I'm like, it'd be super fun to get in there and do that again. But Yeah, there's just especially the beginning because everything moves so slowly, because it takes they want you to work at leveling up. More towards the end, things pick up because you're able to kill a lot faster. You can move through areas because you have a lot of power and speed, but they definitely make
Yeah.
you earn it. So if you're trying to like start the game, you definitely need the time to do it. The second time I started, I knew like where a bunch of stuff that I wanted was, and so I just went and got it, and then that picked up my game speed a lot because I was already powerful enough to kind of like roll through enemy territories that I wanted to go through. But still, like
Gotcha.
it's just grinding. You just have to grind it. But yeah, the game is so pretty. Boss fights are really really fun. Just the open territory is really fun to explore.
Yeah, I've had a lot of invasions, like I really like exploring too, but it is really it's just like really annoying when you get invaded like again and again. Like you keep
Yeah,
getting to like a certain spot and you get invaded.
I don't I
Like
don't play multiplayer, so I don't have that problem just because I don't like the idea. Like I heard that that was a thing that could happen. I was like, is there a way for me to not make that happen? Because that will suck all the joy out of this game.
yeah, I should, probably request it to be but I mean I guess I can't because I have multiplayer on to play with my team my roommate.
I
But
got you totally.
um I played a little bit of Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne
Bloodborne rocks.
and and Dark Souls 3
Fair.
and I did enjoy the invasion aspects a little bit, but it just didn't seem to happen as much as it's happening in Elden Ring.
It's
Like,
it's a vastly more popular game for sure,
yeah,
and it's really popular right now. Also, they've released that DLC a year ago now, I think. Or maybe it was only
yeah.
6 months, 9 months. I imagine they have a lot of players who are on their servers right now. And,
Well, there's another DLC that's getting ready to come out.
oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Night Rain.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, and the last one, from what I understand, was basically a brand new game with within the same system. So I'm sure.
There's a lot of content. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, FromSoft definitely doesn't skimp on releasing a decent amount of content
Yeah, and they always release a
every day.
quality game too. I definitely appreciate that studio. Logan, you play Elden Ring or no? No, all right, must be in the middle of something. What's your build, Jack?
I think right now I have a Dex build going.
Okay.
Um, I,
What
I
was
just got a
your start?
katana.
Okay, cool. Did you start
It's not a
Samurai?
very. It's a what was it called? It was the Uga Katana, Uga Katana or something like that. I don't know.
Okay,
Ooga booga.
Um, it might
almost.
have been Uga Buga. Might have been Uga Buga. Yeah. Um,
I mean, there is an Unga Bunga build, of course, but it's real slow and heavy if I remember right.
yeah. Yeah, I'm only level 46 or 48. I can't remember. It's either one of those though. So it's not like I'm like super high level. And I
Is it
wanted to
Nagakiba
go for
or the Unka Uchi Gatana? That
Uchi
sounds.
Katana. That is
Yeah,
what
okay.
that's what it is.
That's
Uchi
when you
Katana.
got nice. Okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and I put a blood slash ash of war on it,
As you
so it
should.
inflicts bleed.
Yeah, well, it already has bleed,
Um,
and then it has more bleed. So I think that's the one I ended up using too. Because I was just like, when I started powering that up, I started just like wiping through enemies because there's just splashes of blood everywhere.
yeah, I should probably power it up a little bit more. I have more smithing stones, but I was afraid of using too many because I thought I might find something even better later on. But
That is the
I should
struggle.
probably
Yeah.
just go. Yeah, I should probably just go ahead because I think it's +6 right now. I think I got the Uchigatana to +6. So
That's pretty awesome. One of the playthroughs, I just ended up using a scythe all the time, like when I was on horseback, and I'd just be
yeah,
like mowing the grass from the back of my horse. Yeah, because it comes with inherent slash with the blood, and then you can put more on it too, of course. So yeah, that was definitely it's a little bit slower on the wind up, so you have to kind of like time your attacks a little bit better, but
yeah,
that's the DDR aspect of that game.
yeah, man. I will not lie to you. Like, it's so hard also for me to care about any game other than Rocket League these days.
Fair.
Like,
Totally different
Rocket League,
pacing. Yeah, totally different pacing.
yeah, Rocket League is my it's my it's my medicine. It's my drug of choice. I cannot imagine gaming without that game right now.
Adrenaline is a drug for sure.
Like I just left it, and before we got on here, and playing with I was playing ones with against somebody. They, were, I'm not gonna lie, they were not bad, but they were really talking trash, and I was really trying my hardest to make them recognize, but I lost. It was not a it's not a win for me, and
How close was it?
it was by 1 point, so it's not like,
Oh,
or
okay.
was it two? It might have been two right at the end. He might have scored another one right at the end. I can't even remember, but it was pretty close for most of the match. Like it was going tit for tat. So
It's soccer point value, right? Like it's just one for one. It's
exactly, yeah.
not like football rules where you can get multiple points or anything like that. Okay.
No,
Gotcha.
no. You can adjust for private matches, um, those rules, but for the regulation, it's yeah, one goal for one shot in. Um, and I mean that game is so deep. It is incredibly deep how um much like how high the skill ceiling goes and how hard it is to climb that. I mean,
What
it's
ceiling?
a, the skill ceiling.
Oh, you talking about just the ability to play the game, or you talking
I
about like
mean,
a skill tree in the Rocket League?
yeah, no, like the ability to play the game, like the ability to match up against what the most skilled players can do in the game, um, or you know, to push that skill ceiling. I mean, it is a lot. It is high up there. And I mean, we haven't found like the skill ceiling is so high in that game that we like people haven't gotten to the top of it. No way. Um, do you know what tool assisted playthroughs are?
No.
So for games, there are debug tools that you can use to essentially um, break the game. So like you can have certain things on, like God mode, clip, no clip, like all these other things, whatever. And then like you can basically record yourself playing the game up to a point where you like mess up, back up, and then start playing again from the last point that you feel comfortable, so that you can create a full playthrough where you basically jump from point to point where you just are playing the perfect game to see what it would look like to play, say, like the perfect game. It's something that they do with fighting games all the time, but
Huh.
if you ever watch a Rocket League tool assisted like video, the shit that is possible, but that a human being just could never organically calculate in real time. But if we could, I mean, just watch a tool assistant here. Here, we'll pull up a tool assistant.
Yeah, we hit our first hour. Let's take a little break. That's really interesting. So is it constantly creating save points for you? Is that kind of how that's set up?
Basically, here
Okay.
we'll see.
I think you're saying just because the game moves so fast is that's what makes it.
So basically, this guy, he is stopping the game every time he fucks up one of these dribbles, and then he's starting over again to get it perfectly right.
That's wild.
And then he strings it all together to do this one playthrough. And just look at this.
Yeah. Nah. Okay, I've only seen this game like in a closed course. I didn't realize it was all like this, like platformer.
Yeah, this is a custom level.
Okay.
But this is tool assisted, so this isn't like, it looks like it's just a person playing casually like a fucking god, but they've started and stopped multiple times during this to get it right.
Yeah, you would have to. I see what you're saying. There's just no way you could calculate it fast enough.
No. Look at that. Just fucking nuts. Just nuts.
For some reason, the ball reminds me of Portal.
Bam!
Yeah, it definitely does
Over
have
150. That video took over 150 hours, 3.5 months.
3.5 months to do.
So,
like, bro.
Let's see. One more. It was this clip, but excuse me.
Bless you.
Spanish peanuts I'm eating.
Are those the dollar peanuts?
1 penny peanuts, yeah.
Oh yeah, 1 penny pennies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Hold on a second. Something in my teeth. I'm an animal. No. Yeah. One more dribble course in Rocket League.
Nice.
Very loud. Look at look at him dashing around. I mean, it is impossible for somebody to look at this. It is impossible for somebody to plan their dashes perfectly for something like this.
Yeah, the mechanics of this game are way beyond anything that I've ever seen, right? Like, that's just, no game works like this.
I mean, he hasn't let it touch the ground yet. Look at him just horse dashing around. They call that the horse dash or the donkey dash. It's very technical and hard to do, too. That's why, just thinking of somebody doing that just around a whole course like that is just like, what?
Right.
Look at that. I mean, you're talking precise button presses, like... Look at that, look at that.
I'm guessing your, like, rocket NOS is like one button, right? Acceleration is another button?
Yeah, so your regular acceleration where you just drive forward is one button, and then your boost, or NOS as you described it, is another button. So every time but then your jump is another button too. So every time that he is dashing basically and going back and forth, he's jumping, and when his wheels touch, it resets his jump button. So like normally you would only be able to jump once until you were able to land all 4 wheels on the ground, but he's jumping in a very specific way. The horse dash lets you jump in a very specific way where it resets, but only with 2 wheels. And so he's basically doing that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And you need the boost, you need the jump, you need the air or the what am I trying to say? The emergency brake or the drift. You need
Oh,
all that in
I
play
didn't even think
to
about that. Okay, I got you. So the control. So you have brake and like
yeah.
an e-brake, right? Like the drift
Yeah,
brake. Okay. So you have
yeah,
both of
yeah,
the.
yeah. You have the regular brake, and then you have the drift brake, which is the air brake. It's the same button. Like on the ground, it does the drift, and in the air, it basically lets you twist your um car along the y-axis, right? Or no, the x-axis.
That'd be the
Like it lets you
x-axis.
twist your car along its longest axis, not
Okay,
like top to bottom.
gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's
um,
cool.
yeah. It sounds complicated. It kind of is. I mean, it's just once you learn it and get it in your like muscle memory, it's so kind of simple, and you know can start really getting jiggy with how you aim the car and your car control. But you do have to kind of learn at first that you know these buttons do this, these buttons do that, and to get to the point where you're doing like crazy stuff with the car, you have to really, really practice a lot. I feel like to do it in the moment because
Mm,
it's just so. It takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of brain power. Not like you have to be smart. I mean, it literally just takes a lot of your brain calculating to play Rocket League.
Yeah, because you have to
So
end up in the right place and then move from that position in the correct direction at the right speed.
well,
Do,
yeah, and
do
you're attenuating your car. You're also trying to attenuate the ball with your car, and
right.
then you're trying to like accommodate for the other people that are playing, your teammates and the opponent. So it's not easy.
Yeah, that is not. Yeah, I've only seen footage of it. I'm always like, yeah, the game's moving way too fast for me. There's no way I'm gonna be able to play that. So that's kind of where I've been off on it. But are there players that will go from like another racing game, say Need for Speed, and come over and play Rocket League? And then what's the side by side on that? Like, what skills translate and which don't?
I mean, racing game skills don't really translate. I mean, car control will translate, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so in Rocket League, the cars have a very arcadey kind of control, obviously,
Okay.
and it's also the physics have been tweaked to allow for things like the air dribbling and some of the flicks that you get with the car, so that you get like these powerful flicks that launch the ball, so you can get like really good power shots and stuff. They mess with the physics, so the car and the ball and everything can do that. So it doesn't. There's not a whole lot that translates, I would say,
Gotcha.
beyond just being very mindful of how your car is positioned and what you want to do to get the car to kind of do what you want.
So
Um,
when Rocket League comes out, it was like almost an even playing field because nobody had really played a game like that.
exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Okay.
everyone had to kind of learn at the same time. And the people that learned the fastest were able to, get get better faster at the game and obviously like do better. And you really saw, yeah, like you know, people that, you know, didn't know how to do things like air dribbling and everything, like we're figuring it out in real time, and we're making tutorials online where it's like, yeah, the game's been out for 10 years now, so there's all these tutorials online that you can find that'll teach you how to play the game. But yeah, like when it came out, nobody knew how to do a lot of the stuff that was possible in the game. So it was very like exciting, I would say, back when the game was brand new, because of exactly what you said. Like no one really had any kind of leg up or knew what was really possible with the game. And so as people got better and better at the game and showed what was possible, it was just very exciting, and I do think a little bit of that excitement is leaving now, because I think that we have hit a bit of like the first true kind of plateau in skill ceiling, but people haven't reached the top yet. I think it's just going to take a new meta in the game for people to pay attention to.
Yeah,
To
so someone's gonna have to figure out how the rules exist already and then how to break the like standing like tradition basically. for like how the game is played.
I think
Like
so.
someone's gonna need to develop like a new technique. Is what you mean?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like the different eras of Rocket League that have been, uh, coming and going, they're really, defined by players and play styles. And you know, uh, you're right in terms of like there's going to be a new player that's going to come along at some point, and they're going to kind of set the stage for a brand new, like understanding. But it's going to take, I think, a kind of revolution in the game in a way, because right
You,
now the game is not like in a really great place. Like Epic has kind of squandered Rocket League in a way, um, and not really um, allow the developer to do a whole lot to retain the audience in a meaningful way. Um, like in ways of like expanding the game's scope. Like the game is basically the same as it was when it launched, with like some new arenas and a few game modes that weren't in there at the beginning, but nothing that like has kept up with the modding scene. People that
oh,
make their own maps and
right.
have ended up making like their own game modes and stuff. So it's a little disappointing, I would say, that there is this sort of lackluster feeling in the community over the future and the viability of the game long term. Not because of the game itself, because the game itself is super solid and great, but because of whose hands it's in and what they're going to do to support it, and how long the game can last, how long the community can last with a game that isn't being supported. So um, yeah, like I mean the Rocket League esport scene, the RLCS, is strong, but it's weakening. And the orgs are having trouble making money. And it's hard to get new players to be interested in the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the game is only getting older, and now, I mean, when the skill ceiling goes up, like when the people at the top get better skills, the skill floor goes up too. So the skill floor has been rising in the game, which makes it even harder for newer players. They have tutorials if they want, but you know, sometimes it's like asking a lot to watch, YouTube videos and stuff, about a
Because
video game,
because
especially when
they
it's
just want to
like,
play a game. Yeah, exactly. Well, you're hitting on why I haven't been able to get into Grand Theft Auto 5 on the online is because it's been out for so long already. Like I've seen people just absolutely get killed multiple times as they're just trying to like start playing the game. That you talk
yeah,
about the skill floor. There's people who are just super good at the game. They know all the hidden corners and places. They have all the weapons, right? And it's just like, and in the case of Rocket League, it's they have these skills that you can't get anywhere. You have to earn, right?
right, exactly.
So is there
You
like
can,
a separate Rocket League for like beginners or something like that? Or like is it
no,
just you
I
just thrown
mean,
in with all the matches? You just get who you
yeah,
get.
there's basically just ranked, and then it's just like if you get a ranked game with somebody who's like smurfing, you just you got to deal with it. Like there's a lot of like if you go on the Rocket League Reddit, like you see a lot of people complaining about Smurfs and complaining about people that
Define
are
Smurf real
not.
quick.
So like a Smurf is basically a player that is intentionally keeping their rank low so they can
Uh,
play against other players that they can basically thump and not have to play that hard. um uh,
that's weird.
so
Why
like
would they do
it's
that? Also,
because
hang on,
at,
let me
at
interrupt
the
real quick. I just noticed that the cat in the very foreground, just to the right of your head, doesn't have a tail. I like
oh, you're right,
I've been
this
so
one.
preoccupied with the butt cheeks that yeah I didn't notice that they didn't have a tail. It just dawned on me. So I apologize for interrupting the
Yeah,
Rocket League conversation.
no, it's in there too. It's in there in the sketch. You can see, I can see where I
Oh, I
put it
got
in
you.
there, but
Gotcha.
I was wondering what that extra. I was like, what is it extra? You're right.
Why
It was
is
the
that?
tail. That makes sense. So,
Humanoid cats with tails
um,
is weird. It's totally like they shouldn't go into an MRI with their tail. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it might get shoved into their stomach.
Yeah, it's like an extreme wipe.
Bring it all the way back to the extreme wipe.
I had to, bro. I had to. But yeah, sorry about that. So okay, so they'll be smurfing the game so that they can just beat up on players. Like, isn't that like a straight up bully
Yeah, so it's
situation?
like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely looked down upon, and there's supposed to be mitigating things that stop people from doing it. But the only thing that really stops people from doing it is if you require them to pay in some way. So, they've asked uh, developers to make it so that you have to supply a phone number, which is what Overwatch did.
Okay, I got
And
you.
that came with its own that came with its own set of issues. But in my opinion, they should just you know, um make you link the account to a major game uh provider account, like Xbox, PlayStation Network, Steam, GOG, something like that. And then that account only gets, say, so many, like three. That account only gets like three, names registered or whatever. And after that, you can't register anymore with that account. So you'd have to use a separate account. And I mean, I guess in that way, some things like a Steam account, you just need an email to make. So you can make infinite Steam accounts, I guess.
I got you.
But PlayStation and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, someone replied to my text. I have to
Gotcha.
message back real quick.
Like Logan and Aaron, you got something going on in the background or something?
No, just never played Elden Ring.
That's okay. That's something I'd like to hear. Hear, if you're like, hey, I've never played that game, that'd be okay. Yeah, you don't play any video games, do you, Aaron?
Um, Occasionally Civilization 3 from when I was in high school,
Like you go back and
but it's
play it?
just yeah, like I've got it on my desktop, and it's just a fun conquer the world game.
That seems right up your alley.
I did have Baldur's Gate,
Did you play Baldur's Gate?
and I played most of it, and then or maybe half of it, and then I
You had
just
to, you had to
stopped
kiss
having time to
you had to kiss the
really
bear, didn't you? And
play
then
it.
you were like, it's done.
Yeah, but I've never been much of a gamer because I would like when I was in high school I got Diablo 2, but by that point everybody had already moved on to World of Warcraft.
Gotcha.
So I'm just never been able to it's too much to keep up. Like even at the Vortex I would just like sort of watch people game.
Which means you watched a lot of Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
watched a lot of Grand Theft Auto and finding pigeons
oh,
and trying to get all
that,
the
that was me. That was me and Dan. Yeah,
yeah.
smoking bowls and hunting pigeons.
Oh,
Yeah. Like I
gotta take a
swear the
hit for
pigeon is
that.
supposed to be here.
Gotta take a hit for that.
Yeah, the no, but yeah, I remember, yeah, Matt Lang and Dan Bloom would play just so much like either Mario or Zelda. They were definitely, I forget which game came out. I think it was Paper Mario when I was there, and they were just all about it.
Yeah. I remember Dan going through the Zelda games.
And he liked
Like he
Metroid too.
like that was his goal. He was going to go through all of them. Um,
There, I could see him doing that. That would definitely be like a completist kind of mentality for Dan Bloom. I had a dream that I saw Matt Lang. I haven't seen him in forever. I think this is the last time well, second to last time I came through Chicago.
I saw him at Sean's wedding,
Oh yeah, I'm sure
and
he'd be there. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
When was that?
before the pandemic, like maybe 2018 or 19.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that's right about the same time that I saw him too, because that's when I passed through. I think it was 18 in October, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy how life changes, you know, like we make decisions, move from the places, this is me personally, move from the places I'm at, and then end up in other places surrounded by completely different cast of characters.
Yeah, I'd rather revisit my earlier seasons.
Yeah, well, you know, they always bring back fan favorites, so you know, we got the to reunite, and that's good.
Yeah.
Actually, this is more like a
Yep.
remix because we got you and Jack here, who I used to hang out with both you guys independently, and now we got Logan, who is, you know, brand new character to us.
Yeah.
Logan, you didn't hear the good news because me and Cosby were talking about it. He has some stand-up buddies who want to do some voices for us. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get some
I've
more
gotten like
pirate.
a lot of good responses from it. So a lot of guys. So far, no no women have said I want to do it. So
Well, stand-up
that's
And
women, first of all,
he said you
are
have no bitches.
yeah,
yeah,
and it's the bitch's booty, so we kind of need a couple at least.
right.
But yeah, no, you know, stand-up women too. They, I mean, like also comedy, women in comedy, they're just a little bit more rare. Um,
Yeah.
so
Said you have no bitches.
I
Have
was
to like find like if we could infiltrate like an improv group. Like there's always like
two,
random
one or two,
people who like to get involved with things.
right, right. Oh, I thought you were gonna say the number of women. There's always one or there's so there'll be six guys and there'll be one
There's
girl
usually yeah, there's
or
usually
one woman.
two. Yeah, like
Yeah, and then she will bring a friend, and then there will be two. Yeah.
yeah.
The only time that wasn't true is when I intentionally tried to cast equal numbers of men and women. And that group lasted for like maybe a month, like or not maybe a month, but and maybe a year. I think it was like 18 months maybe.
Was that your team at Overstock?
I don't know if we ever played at Overstock. Can't remember. It was the team was called Stark Naked and Poised. And no, it was fun. We had fun.
Okay.
Yeah. We had some pretty heavy hitters on that team. They were definitely like just in my opinion some of the the funniest and sharpest improvisers of the non-recognized community that were playing there, like not on an IO team or you know Second City or whatever. They were all independent players and
Yeah.
really fun. We had
Yeah,
a
that's what I consider anybody who played at like Ginger's or Overstock, or Pressure. They were just like uh, the independent scene.
yeah. Where was Overstock? I have a remembrance
The
of a like
spot.
flyer. Oh, the spot. Okay, I got you. That was called Overstock. That was like the name of the show.
Yeah, yeah, and
Oh, okay.
then uh did like I made it two shows on Monday, and then we held quote unquote auditions, and then just created two teams, one for you and one for Jim.
Yeah, yeah, no, that wasn't the one I was talking about. There was another one. There was Lori Diaz, who's now on Chicago Med. She was like after she had done, I think she'd gone through like some of IO, and she was like, "Hey, we should start a team." And I was like, "Hell yes!" And I was like, it's really gonna be really important. Let's do an even number of men and women, and let's find people who aren't like, anywhere else doing it. We had Carissa Deist on our team for one. This one dude who came up from the south side, it was awesome. His object work was like mime level. Like when a mime's doing something, you actually see the objects
Yeah.
that they're creating. Yeah, like there was this bit he did one time where he was uh pretending to ride a little tricycle, but like as a big person. And so, but you could
Hmm.
like the way that he was doing it, he was like literally crouched on stage as if he was sitting on the seat, and then his feet were independently moving on the pedals, so you could see him pedaling, and then also steering the little. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen because like the bit, like you in your brain, you're like, okay, there is no trike, but then your brain started like filling in the fact that there was a trike because it was so precise, like all of his movements. Yeah, he was. Can't even remember his name. The dude was. It's amazing. Like I've never seen anybody like and that's all the professionals I've seen too like do object work like that. Because like he was definitely like holding the object in his head as he was like doing it in such a clear picture. The same way Jack was like you've described like drawing, like you see the image and then you put the image on paper. Like he was physically interacting with something in his head and then doing it like in front of us too. It was just
Wow.
yeah, mind blowing. I wish I could find him and see what he's up to these days. I remember what his face looks like, but I can't for the life of me remember his name.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chris is working with the Foundlings, the Groundlings in LA. She's like performing with them now.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had dang, I can't remember her name either. But she went on and she did a Soderbergh, a Steven Soderbergh film. Um and I saw her like on a sitcom not too long ago too, and I was like, dang, like good for you. I can't remember which one it was. Uh, like she just popped up as like just a minor character doing this thing, and I was like, I know her.
I know her.
Yeah, it's weird. Like working with the Chicago scene, like we were talking, I think last time about seeing like Lauren Lupkus like show up in movies, like a bunch of movies, and like
Yeah.
the comedians that we know. Like I did my first improv show with Hannibal Buress, and just like now seeing him and all the success he's gotten, uh, just wild, man.
How was he?
He was
Like as
he,
a
fucking hilarious. I mean, he was like even back in the day. Like I mean, when he was at that time, I think he had been doing stand up for maybe like a year or something like that. But his set, like it was just so funny. Like he was just as he is now, just so funny. Like he just observes things, and his humor is just like his point of view is so funny. But yeah, that was I was like our team had definitely bombed because it was the first one and we were really having a hard time. And me personally, I hadn't been up on stage as an improviser. I was just taking
uh,
classes at that time. So I was like, freaking out of my mind, like sweating bullets, like, and then afterwards we got to see him perform and it was just like, his like total coolness, like just collected and like pulled together and just like, he's just got that really chill vibe. Yeah. So we just laughed our
I'm
asses off. Like it wasn't a big deal that we just bombed because we were watching Hannibal.
I'm technically friends with him on Facebook, but I don't remember where I met him.
Well, he was around doing stand up for most of the time I was there too. Like he didn't go out.
Yeah.
I think we went out to New
I
York.
feel like I went down to Jokes and Notes, and I met him there.
That would make sense. Yeah, he was definitely like Cameron. What's her last name?
Esposito?
Yeah, Esposito. Like I know that they were kind of doing the same thing. Like everywhere that they could go do stand up, they were doing stand up. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, watching
He
her
was a
live
great
was
host
always,
for at the spot.
dude, always so fun. Like such like it was just always fun to watch her. Like she is, in my opinion, like one of the best like comedians I've ever seen. And that's still true. Like I've seen her stuff now too, and I'm just like, man, like you go, girl. Like it's awesome. Because she's got
I've
that.
seen a Cameron Esposito
You've never seen her?
special. I
She's
don't think
I
so.
think she has one on YouTube you could check out. Um, that she does like a full set. But the thing that I love about her is that she's telling jokes, but like they're like they just happen like she the way that she presents it is if she's just telling you about her life, but she also happens to be really funny. And it's like she does it in this way that feels like it's accidental, like she's telling the joke for the first time. Like she's just sharing with you, her friend, these events that go on, you know? And that's why I'm like, it's just like quality stand up because it's not like it doesn't ever feel forced coming from her. Now I know she works really hard to make that happen. So like I'm not like downplaying her process at all because it she definitely has put the work in. Uh but yeah, that yeah. And as far as I'd seen her, it was always that way. Like that was the great thing about her stand up is that she was just talking with, wherever we were. Like I saw her at a lot of really small venues, and so she'd just be talking to a room of 8 people, and then now I see her like the special, and it's a yeah a whole arena of people, and she's just casually talking to them too. I'm just like, man, yeah, you're really doing it. But yeah, no, I think those two were doing again the same thing. Like they were just, I remember seeing them at multiple shows. I don't think they were intentionally following each other around, but there was only so many spots you could do stand up.
Right.
And then of course Mike Leibowitz, Leibowitz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leibowitz.
yeah, Leibowitz, like, dude, he just, I caught his special too, not too long ago. And by not too long ago, it's probably been over a year. But just, yeah, just seeing him being like, you goof, you know what I mean? Like, his level of absurdity is just, it's so high up there. Like, you can't not love Mike.
Yeah. Drew Michael had a special on Max where he didn't, where there was no audience, but he did a stand-up special,
Who did?
and it was really cool.
Who did
He
it?
was also part of that comedians you should know peoples.
Who was it?
Drew Michael.
I don't know if I know who that is. Maybe if I saw his face.
Maybe
Oh, yeah, I know who that is. I didn't actually know him. Uh,
he
but
did Pressure a couple times,
I've
and
definitely seen him. I don't think we ever interacted though. All those other guys, I'm sorry, all the ones I just mentioned, like I've definitely had conversations with them and like hung out. Um, but yeah, I know that we were in the same place at the same time, and I think I actually have seen him do stand up before. But he's just too handsome. I think that was the thing. He's just way too handsome to talk to, man.
Is he like a Matt Rife? He has like
no.
Let me drop a
cheek
picture in
tats
the
and
in
shit.
the in the chat real quick. Like, so he's got like a perfect 5 o'clock shadow. He's got like a chiseled jaw. Like his hairline is on point. Like his eyebrows. Like it's just like everything. And that was the thing too. Like I remember meeting him, and like it was just like the dude. Like it's just too intimidating to
Drew
talk to a
Michael.
dude. Yeah, yeah. Is that the guy you're talking about? The TV writer, stand-up comedian. Maybe there's another Drew Michael.
I mean,
This guy went on to do Saturday Night Live.
yeah. Okay.
Obviously you don't have the same bisexual energy, man. So okay, I get it. I get it.
Like
Wow.
the guy with the huge, like,
Bisexual
I remember him
energy.
having like a huge Jufro. So
No, it's the same guy. This is the guy from Comedians You Should Know.
yeah. Okay.
You remember him having a huge what?
No, I was just
Like the huge fro, like the Jewish fro.
he did. I remember
Oh,
he
gotcha.
did have a Jufro. Yeah, that's right. But still, no, it's like his facial features, man. Like again, let me just drop this picture in the chat and you'll see.
Okay.
And it was
Show me the picture.
sorry, 1 second. I gotta pull up on another device.
Show me the picture.
Oh, also, have you guys checked out the general discussion where there's like the combat rooster?
Dick suction.
Yeah, dick suction. I almost mispronounced it. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. Um,
You know that's because of you,
did
right?
see that. It's really? Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, yeah. When you set it up, there was like a
that man is
transposition.
potentially handsome, sure. Does
Yeah.
that man have bisexual energy? I mean, the hoodie is giving bisexual energy. I don't know if his handsomeness is giving bisexual energy.
No, but you see
The
what I'm saying? Like,
hoodie,
no, like I don't think. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like he was just like overwhelmingly good looking to even talk to. So that was kind of like the problem. That's why I don't think I ever talked to him.
he's not overwhelmingly good looking.
I mean, that's a picture of him, but like, yeah, no, I think
That's
it
a
was.
pic. That's a picture.
It may have also been a combination of the energy that he was putting off. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, and he did have a bro. You're totally right at the time. This guy over here, man. He's like, dude, I gotta see this guy. And you're like, nah, come on, man. He ain't. I mean, he ain't that handsome. Let me point out some flaws. Like, obviously he ain't got no muscles under that hoodie, and one of his eyes is like too perfect, clearly. I'm just playing, bro. No, yeah. So when you first set up the groups, you would transpose just the S and the C so that it initially said that, but it didn't like have a full follow through. So I edited it a little bit so it was I don't know, more traditionally spelled dick suction.
Dick suction. Dude, when I saw that change, I was like, yes, we're getting it. We understand the brand
Yeah, exactly.
here.
That's where, yeah, when I saw that you like it had happened, I was like, no, it's probably just just a typo. And I was like, well, we are the Cox in space, so let me throw it up there.
Yeah.
And actually, remember we had that conversation about, I'm kind of worried about long-term longevity of this project, like the material like kind of lends itself to a possible like feeling of not feeling, but like a culture of sexual harassment because people would be like, well, it's okay, like it's about the Cox in space. Uh, they have jokes like dick suction in there. It's obviously a boys group, you know what I mean? But then I was like,
Yeah.
what? I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Like that's just one of the things we'll have to be moving forward. And this probably doesn't, you're probably less concerned about it, but like, if it is a 20-year long
I,
show or, that sort of thing, a show that starts out counterculture and then becomes culture is just something that we have to be careful of. This was in
I mean,
conjunction with the fact that this item that you're about to draw is called the wiener. Like it's just like these are just standard things that when we're talking about it or we're talking about the thing that runs the ship, we're like, oh yeah, the clit. It's this part of casual conversation could also lead
yeah.
itself to uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to start a dick suction? A what?
yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Guys, we all gotta come in here for a little dick suction. And you're like,
Okay.
interns are feeling a little uncomfortable. There's definitely room where HR is like, guys, you really got to tone it down. Like, it's okay on the show, it's not okay in the office. So,
Dick suction.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
no, I think you're right to, be wary of that and to, I mean, reiterate that our whole point is to be lighthearted and as, PG-13 as possible.
well, yeah, the fact is that it looks dirty, but then is never dirty, and that's where like, especially in
Right.
entertainment, like the whole Weinstein thing, like it exists pretty commonly, or did exist pretty commonly.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's being dismantled across the industry, but people in power always abuse their power, and dudes and women, are trying to get laid is the thing. So, and also,
Sorry.
big industries and entertainment, especially, it's about hedonistic pleasure. So, like that is grouped in with that, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's true. I
So
mean, I
like,
think that, as long as the intent is clear, you know, people will question, you know, like, oh, you're trying to be PG, but you have this, you know, Discord thing called dick suction. Like, this gets pretty rough. Like, you
Right.
know, I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean, we're trying to make jokes. Um, and you know, I mean, I think one thing also, I mean, if people complain, like if people are fans, listen to the fans. Like if the if the you know fan base that we garner really does not like, you know, if they think dick suction goes too far, we can change it. Like
That
to
that
me, that's like no big deal, you
that
know.
that well, but also we have baked into it the pecker looks like a penis. You know what I mean? The love
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
is definitely a vagina. Like it's there's not a whole lot you have to read into that, you know. Um,
Right, exactly. I mean,
like we
people
honestly
will
have
understand
to
there's
like official, you know, stuff like this Discord is gonna have to be 18 plus. Uh, otherwise, people are definitely gonna call us groomers. Like it's just gonna have to be that way, right? Either that or
I think so.
we're showing sexually explicit material. It could be said that way, you know, to minors,
Right.
right? Or not safe for work, you know, images. So there's that.
Backpack is not
And it's just, you know, like
no,
none of us
I agree. I
are in
agree
that
with you.
place.
I
Like
agree.
none of us are in that place. I don't feel like you are coming from that place of like, hey, we need to like kind of sleazy on the sly. Aaron's not coming from that place. That's not me, you know.
No, definitely not. No. I mean, I
Logan
think what we
Logan's a
need to do
dog,
is
but
just like I think what we need to do is just like I said, you know, pay attention to the audience and what they want. But yeah, you're right. Like this is like I've always thought that this is like something fun for like adults or like a mature audience, you know.
exactly. Yeah, and that's the kind of thing like because of the material, we actually have to exclude the younger population. Like it's just and that's unfortunate for them, and I'm sure that they'll find a way to like watch it and that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure that we'll be told that you know, our concerns for kids you know, when it comes to sexually explicit stuff as far as like our because again we're trying to keep things pretty suggestive and not like explicit at all,
yeah, and
even though
it's
there's
definitely
going to
not
be like
crossing that line,
obvious, yeah, I mean even though there's going to be obvious mention of things that are, you know, understood to be like sexual in nature.
right?
So I think you're right. I think it's a good thing to keep it like known that it's meant for adults. um
Well,
you
and
know, a
honestly,
lot
that's
of
why
things that I
too, I
thought,
wanted to do like this podcast while we're doing this is so that we can have that discussion to make sure that it's on the record that this is the case. Like that we're not
yeah,
this is not for kids. This is not to be like harassing people. You know, it's like
right,
it's entertainment and that's all that it is. But
right.
people always take it too far. So uh,
Well, we don't associate with any person that wants to take any of our
and that's like
content, you
something that
know.
we're gonna have to be aware of going forward. Like we need to keep an eye on the people that we also work with on the project to make sure that that's not the case. Because it is really
I agree.
easy. You know what I mean? Like the Neil Gaiman thing, right? Like he was the internet's darling until became apparent that he'd been
Ooh,
definitely crossing the line.
are you talking about the thing with Amanda Palmer and him, like grooming, basically? You know,
Yeah, well, and other people. I mean, she fortunately stepped forward and said something, but when she did, there's a lot of other people who came forward and was like, yeah, he's been abusing his fans for years. Like he's been definitely taking advantage of the fact that he's a popular celebrity, well known, and then also he's been doing it in this really creepy way where he's like, yeah, women empowerment, women's rights, so that people feel like it's a safe space around him. I mean, he writes like gay and transgender characters, right? So people feel like he's a safe like ally, and then he's exploiting behind the scenes, you know? And that's where I'm like, it would be like the worst legacy for Cox in space. And that's, you know, I love that it is so fun and playful that, you know, it doesn't cross the line because it doesn't have to. It's goofy, you know, like that's at the end of the
yeah,
day, like it's a goofy cartoon that happens to have some like sexual innuendo in it. Um, happens to. It's like the cornerstone of the whole like thing.
I mean,
But
again,
then it
though,
doesn't
it's
spill
not.
over it off the screen. It's not more than
Yeah,
entertainment.
it's not what people decide that it is. Like it can literally be, our little like, dick joke baby. It doesn't have to, it can be innocent, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, 100%. Like it absolutely can. In the right hands, like, with us getting together and and doing this, it's a baby. It's a dick joke baby. Yeah.
it's a dick joke baby.
Yeah, it's like
It's
as
our dick
innocent,
joke baby.
yeah, as it is. But I want to protect that so that it can continue to exist in that innocence and then never like gets into this place where, people will be like, "Oh yeah, it was a fun show until such and such person got involved and then it became like something that it wasn't anymore." The culture got
I feel you.
toxic. Yeah. And so like I'm just like, ugh. And especially with all the awareness that we have now. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
we have the ability to have a lot of transparency, which is great because of the internet, right? So that everybody can see kind of inside the project and be a part of it. The fans can be directly involved with the creation in a way, or be in touch with the creators. But then also there's that case of it like, it getting away if we're not careful. But dick joke baby. Enter into
Dick joke
the
baby.
yeah, enter into
I'm
the
glad that I
general.
can add that. I'm glad that I can add that concept to the zeitgeist, the dick
Dick,
joke baby.
dick joke baby. Yeah, but you even see like that phrasing, and it's gonna be people. It gives some like hard like pedo vibes. You know what I mean? People being like, what did you say? You're like, no, it's like, it's not a full grown dick joke. It's a baby dick joke. An innocent, baby.
This is what I'm saying. I mean, like, again, like the baby isn't. I don't know why sexual energy is being applied to this baby, because the
Yeah,
baby was described as innocent. It represents innocence. It
I,
represents the new and um, just beginning nature of our project.
right. And
Like
I
all
think
things
the
that are meant
stress is
to.
on the innocence.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. See, like for me, like I just don't have a whole lot of sexual energy that I direct towards children in the first place. So like, I'm not like feeling like just because things are like cute or seem to be like cartoony or have in any way like I don't know, like any kind of adjacency to children. Like my first thought is not like the sexual angle.
Well, also
I know
100%,
that there are.
we're in an era where adult cartoons are the majority of cartoons. So it's not like this is like, you know, that's not going to be grounds for grooming any more than like you'd be like, I don't know, Simpsons, they got some edgy
Yeah.
jokes in there, or like South Park that's a kids show. And like it's definitely not.
Now, we have a giant vagina as the engine and the ship is a dick. So I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that there is just some natural, like, oh, there's something sexual about this to that. And I get that, and that's fair. Um at the same time, I don't think, again, like I don't think people are going to think that we're trying to, you know, groom anyone.
Well, so here's the
And I
thing.
don't think that
The majority of thinking adults, I don't believe will do that. But there are so many like alarmist, like they're looking for a pedo under every rock. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, they will not find one here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we got to keep that image
I
too.
challenge, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, I've known pedos, like
There you go. You're like dot dot dot.
when I was dating my ex-wife, when I first met my ex-wife and I was dating her, she was living in a shared like living situation
Ah,
at Northern University in DeKalb. And it was just basically like, people paid by the month and you could, get a room there. And it had like a bunch of different types there. But one of the guys, he was this guy, 21 years old, and he was very open. One day, like we went out with him and played tennis with him. He asked if we wanted to play tennis, and we played tennis with them. and he was also an artist. So we talked about art and everything. And during that tennis match, he like was very adamant about how he could only date 16-year-olds. And we were like,
Right. You're like,
excuse me?
and
And he
he
was
was
like,
just
I
he
can
was
only
just testing the waters with that too. Like I'm sure that
exactly.
he was like, you okay with me dating 16-year-olds? Because I want to have a further conversation with you if you are, right? Like that's the kind of
Yeah.
yeah,
And we were both like, because I was with my ex-wife, and I mean, I obviously wanted to not act like I was some kind of like pedo apologist.
right.
So we were just both like, no, man, that is not okay.
Yeah, right.
Like
Like
Well,
that's
he's a
that.
tennis player too, and tennis player love means nothing.
Oh, see,
wow, this guy, wow. I
positive.
thought you were just gonna bag on tennis players, but that actually, thank you for crab walking out of an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
What uncomfortable for me. I love remembering the pedos exist so that I can
No,
say
yeah,
like gross. No,
you got to keep your eyes open because they're in every field, they're in every like subgroup. Like they don't look different than
yeah.
anybody else. That's the thing. Like it's really their actions that give them away, and that's why you have to like. I'm not saying that they are under every rock, right? Like the percentage of
Yeah.
pedophiles is fairly low, but you got to keep your eye because you don't know which one it is. So
Well, I would say, the the project should come with a blog, and on the blog you can just explain everyone's, because I mean we can all agree that pedophilia needs to stop, right? We're all against
yeah,
everyone's against pedophilia, right?
everybody,
Right.
yeah, just show a
Cool.
vote. Oh,
So
Logan didn't
I
vote.
mean,
Logan's over there being all like,
well,
I'm just playing. I think he said he was gonna call it. He may just not sign out of the
we
call.
trust that we trust that Logan is not on the side of it.
No, no, see,
So
that's
I
the thing.
think
Like, I know all of you guys, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. So, like, that's where I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not concerned. But like, this is, yeah, again, this is why, like, making these recordings while we're hanging out, like, of our intent. And you say blog, but like, this is it, like, the record of where we're starting and
We
what
can also
the
make a
goal
statement
is.
on the Discord too.
And
We
that's
can we
fair.
could we could make a
I
post. We
I
could make a post on
actually,
the Discord that
yeah, I'm gonna
disavows
change the settings afterwards
anyone
because I
that's
was like, hey, that definitely needs to be 18. You have to be 18 to sign in here. Because it is technically not safe for work. So uh, technically, again,
technically not safe for work.
I'll deal with it later. It'll be all right. Oh yeah, you probably don't want. And I've talked to Aaron too. Like I think that there's gonna be one point if we're releasing on YouTube that we are probably gonna have to put out like a censored version and uncensored version, um, just so that people who are sensitive about the not safe for work part. Um, because again, it opens up with the Pecker flying through space. But I think Logan said, I mean, you did such a damn good job of making a penis look like a rocket that I did show the like clip of like like the animated storyboards to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, cool, space and chickens," and never once commented on any of the sexual imagery at all. Like it just like completely slipped by them. So obviously it's not that explicit. So good work.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Well, dear one,
you
no,
hit our
thank you.
sweet
I
spot.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
You hit
I
the G spot right between the not safe for work and animated cartoon series. So
well, go me.
yeah,
So freaking, I'm so freaking cool
yeah,
that I
exactly.
can do that.
Hey, did you move away from the boots being like claw shaped?
Oh, did I? I did. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. I had forgotten about the
Yeah.
claw. Yeah,
Oh,
look,
okay,
they're
cool.
up here as
They are in
claws, and
the
down
previous
here.
ones. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's awesome. Because I didn't see it until you went back to the other image, and I was like, oh, this doesn't look quite the same.
See,
Yeah.
this is why I need. This is why I need to have references, dude. I'm just a man. I can't remember all my design. And just because I designed them, I can't
Right,
remember it all.
right. Yeah, exactly. To
No,
consistently
thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's a major oversight on my part. But I just forgot that they were.
No sweat. Well, if you ever need references, Cosbill's got them out the wazoo.
All I have is lore. That's all that's in my brain.
No, I literally mean like you'll reference. You just made a tennis joke. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was kind of like a street tennis joke, though. Like, I mean, I've heard somebody like other comedians say that kind of thing.
Homie.
So
A street tennis joke. Yeah, that's just a
yeah,
joke. That's
like
the
just
joke they say on the streets
it's like
where
a
I'm
Fozzie
from.
joke.
Yeah.
Waka waka.
Hmm.
I swear to God, dude, that's your entire brand though. Like if you know in the Muppet Show that is my life, you know, like you're definitely the Fozzie.
Did anybody ever
Nice.
watch the Muppet Babies?
Oh yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Dude, love the Muppet
Muppet
Babies.
Babe. That was actually
Make
my
your
introduction
dreams
to
come
Muppets
true.
before I saw the show because I was a
Well,
child.
the show predates all of
Exactly.
us.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I mean,
Me
obviously
too, for
Sesame Street,
sure.
but
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like,
but
oh, technically Sesame Street and then Muppet Babies, and then there was
Yeah.
that Muppet Show in the '90s that didn't
oh
have Kermit as the
yeah,
host.
that's right. Yeah, Jim Henson's actually a big hero of mine, just for like pushing through something that was like nobody had done that to the degree. You know what I mean? Like a Muppet Show on prime time. Like it just and then in almost everything and everywhere. Like way to go, man. Like he definitely did. And then you know he just there was no scandal in Jim Henson's life. You know, everybody who worked with him said that he was just great to, you know, like he inspired people to be creative and go the distance on the creativity. You know, just a really
Oh
supportive
yeah.
dude. Yeah, like that for me,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, he just got really sick from something really quick, right?
I think
And
that's what it was, cancer of some part.
yeah, and he just like he could have gone in, but he just like ignored the symptoms for like something. And yeah, just like got really sick very quickly because he was just like ignoring the symptoms and didn't want
Oh,
to go in or
that
tell anybody.
he got bacterial pneumonia.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
so of course the symptoms are like a common cold or, you know, some trouble breathing. Um,
Right.
Yeah, and then he dies at 53. Like this is the
Yeah,
tragedy
man.
of Jim Henson's life is that we could have had another, you know, 30 years of Muppets. We do have it. Brian isn't nearly, I mean, I don't the Muppet work now, it's passable. It's solid, but it just feels like it doesn't have the same magic it did.
Yeah. There was I didn't watch all of it, but there was a a, show that focused on Electric Mayhem
Oh, fun.
on Disney.
Really?
Yeah, and that
Okay.
was cool.
I
And I
can't.
meant to watch more of it, but then it just I haven't. I'm so behind on and everything.
Hey, it is
There's
9:30 just for the record.
Okay. I mean, I think this panel is almost fully inked,
It
so
it looks
we're
pretty
about
complete. Yeah.
yeah. I need to put for this last panel, I need to fix the frame obviously so that it's
Oh,
not
gotcha.
the wonky one. And
That's
then I need to add footprints for the sand, at least the footprints leading up here. I started adding footprints for this person. I could just add a few like around these. I don't need to add like a bunch showing where everybody walked, but I need to at least add the footprints here of them walking up here.
that's awesome.
And yeah, then I could start coloring again. So or coloring to begin with. So yeah, I think this one is coming
Cool.
along pretty well.
Yeah, we're definitely getting some progress done. I feel like, oh, you know, I was gonna say this one went faster, but I think that we'd done the sketching previously and then came back to it, so that's probably why it feels like it came together faster. I think you're pretty much keeping the same pace, which is good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but that's a really, really fun panel. Fat pussies.
Yeah. I captured the perspective kind of okay. Like it's fine. It's
What flaws do you feel it has? You say it was kind of okay.
just I mean, just this one over here. I mean, I think I may just end up having to redo this blanket because it just the perspective is off.
Oh, I see where
It's
it's
like
like like too forward
Yeah,
to the
it just makes
camera.
it looks like, yeah, it just doesn't. The rest of them look fine, actually. The other three or the other four look fine. I just need to fix that one. So I'll mess with it. Let's see but
Cool.
yeah. Um, anyway,
That's
good.
awesome. Yeah, good session, man.
Yeah, yeah, good session. I may end up shrinking this person too because their feet are reaching up just too much. I may end up shrinking them and moving them like up and over a little bit, just
You
so
talk
that it
about
looks like
the
there's more
totally naked
space.
girl or the totally naked one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
cool.
so that it looks like there's more space between them and the shore. Because that little bit of space between them and the shore is just making the perspective look too forced,
No,
I
I
think.
see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, I think it looks alright.
Sweet. You gonna upload this
Um,
one into the drive?
yeah. Let me, I just saved it. Let me,
Hey, so in that panel too, right above your head, he has his arm around him,
uh,
and I don't. There's something weird with his arm. I can't quite put my finger. I think like it's maybe too long, or maybe it's just the way
too
his hand
long.
is. I'm not sure. I obviously anatomy is
You can
not.
mess with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can get rid of it. Is that something I actually added after during the
it.
last session?
I
Because
don't
his
think
arm
yet.
just stopped here, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't think it was
there'd
the
be
original
more.
sketch. And I do like the attitude, like him having his arm around him. I think that like it was like this cool like character because they're singing together, right? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I mean,
no.
I could get rid of that, and I could have his arm drop down behind him right here, and then just his hand is on his shoulder there, so we don't even see the arm,
Oh,
and
fun,
it's
where it's
just
kind of
like
like
his
bowing. Yeah, where there's like a
yeah,
V kind of. Okay, yeah. We don't have to do that now, but uh,
yeah.
it's
Let me
been one of
add
those things
this
I've been
to
looking at.
just.
Sweet.
We'll save that. And we'll put it in the drive here.
It's so funny, dude. Like, there's like so many things, or just like little details where like